19 from the 30 reasons was, that's what caused a lot of the controversy.
Number 19. Charlie procured underage girls for pop stars on the Top of the Pops. This is disgusting, and I'll let him explain.
Really? Many years ago, I was involved with a certain television personality that allowed me access into the BBC. I used to be able to get onto a very famous program called Top of the Pops. And a lot of the girls would say to me, Charlie, get me on Top of the Pops. And I could take probably 5 or 10 girls on a week. I said, well, I'll take you on, but you'll end up having to shag with the bloke that, if he'll probably want to shag. And they were like, no problem, we come, And there was never a problem.
Right.
Now, 30 years on,
Dave knows.
and their marriage is dissolved, and they're in their 50s and 60s, it's suddenly become a problem. It wasn't a problem all those years ago.
Right, exactly.
And I remember these girls saying, I'm quite happy to come there. So I'm very, very careful. Now, there is a lot of bad things going on.
What were those age numbers again?
And there was bad things going on there because a lot of these girls were young girls, And back in the sort of 80s, I didn't think anything of it. The moral compass was out of sync, I think, then.
Like, guys, that was massive. Like, he's meant to be about saving children from tunnels. He literally admitted that he used to take underage young girls onto the set, the BBC set, Top of the Pops. Around that time, Jimmy Savile was the host of Top of the Pops. However, I think mid 80s it changed to another host. Could have been someone else. Who knows? There's lots of.
It was somebody else. He would have known better and been savvy enough to say that it was the other guy. He would have said Top of the Pops. Not that he. Well, everybody knows who Jimmy Savile is in England.
It's like to say, one of the first things that I noticed that I hadn't noticed before, and I've watched that clip a few times, is that he says 5 to 10 girls a week. Now, I don't know what type of time period he's speaking about, but that seems like a lot of girls, mate. And I can't imagine he's speaking about taking the same girls every single time, you know what I mean? So, what?
Even if it's 6 months, that's a hell of a lot of girls, a hell of a lot of underage young girls. That's a hell of
2 weeks, 5 to 10 a week, and you've got 20 who
2 weeks. It's a long time.
Really, like that. How? You know, because he said 5 to 10. You know, it's at least 5 to 10, and that's enough for him to be like a prolific procurer in most people's eyes. You know, I mean, if you've delivered 5 to 10 girls to the hands of one of these people, mate, you're pretty sufficient in this, yeah.
One underage girl is too many, right? Surely.
And I'm sure that some of the girls that went with him were totally fine with it, have had no problems with it, you know, and were of age, you know. But that's not what we're talking about here, right? So we can't get distracted on, it was the 80s and everybody was just really coked out. That's not how it works with underage girls.
Let's look at his excuse now.
One guy did something, 30 things I don't know or don't trust about Charlie Ward. Great. Number one, you've never met me. Number two, you haven't got a name or a face. So I don't have any respect for your opinion when you don't have a name or a face. Who are you? Oh, I'm M. Oh, great. Brilliant. I'm C. But somebody was saying something about Jimmy Savile and to do with paedophilia. And I said, well, first of all, I've never met him. I had gone to Top of the Pops, and I said I took 2 young ladies with me.
Top of the Pops. And a lot of the girls would say to me, Charlie, get me on Top of the Pops. And I could take probably 5 or 10 girls on a week.
I had gone to Top of the Pops, and I said I took 2 young ladies with me.
And I could take probably 5 or 10 girls on a week.
You'll know as ladies, women like to be called young ladies. Well, somebody interpreted it as like kids, and it wasn't. They were actually 25 years old when I took them.
And there was bad things going on there because a lot of these girls were young girls, you know.
Well, somebody interpreted it as like kids, and it wasn't. They were actually 25 years old when I took them.
And there was bad things going on there because a lot of these girls were young girls, you know.
Man, he didn't even remember like what he'd said and what he was being accused about. He was like, "All right, so let's."
And this guy's going to tell you about
only 2 of them. I've still got their phone numbers since, and obviously I've known them since the 80s. And obviously he had said, "Oh, they've gone away. Now they're pissed off of me because their marriage has fallen through. It's got their phone numbers, and they've gone, oh no, you know.
I've got their phone
No,
numbers from the court
25,
papers. From the court papers, I've got their phone numbers. The court papers that made me leave for Spain.
It makes no sense. His defense makes no sense. You know, to what was exposed, he has.
Hello, I'd like to speak to Miss Plaintiff. Miss Plaintiff.
And is it like you say about it's not even an excuse. He's just exposed himself as a liar. That isn't any kind of an excuse. Yeah. You know, excuses have to have some sort of logical basis to them. You don't tell us that you've been taking 5 to 10 girls a week to this thing that were under young, you know, and then say, actually, no, it was two 25-year-olds.